Welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Melia here. You there? That's why I do this show. I'll have my Lowe's cup with me. That's because I got a bunch of nuts and bolts, and I'm putting together a weight rack. You know, you put your weights on, and there was a lot of fasteners. Also, I needed a lot of tools to do this. So that's where my cup is right now. It's holding a bunch of fasteners. There's 4 cups back there with a bunch of various fasteners in it. Well, let's get to the show. You don't care about that weight rack. I'm trying to get in better shape. Liberty State Park. Well, it looks like we have some direction now between the warring factions of Liberty State Park. I guess it's a compromise plan. There'll be some activities. There'll be some recreational sports. There'll be some fields, that sort of thing. Be interesting to see if that direction stays as it is announced, because there's a lot of players in this and a lot of moving parts. And potentially, there's a lot of money behind it. It depends on how much you want to believe the guy that owns the golf course there, Paul Fireman, is involved. Guy's a billionaire, so he's got some bucks. That's worth watching as this goes forward. I firmly believe we should do more at Liberty State Park. World of respect to Sam Pessin and the Friends of Liberty State Park, but we've got to have more attractions down there, more things for the people to do besides just looking at the skyline. Jersey City Board of Ed gave out raises to the teachers, the Jersey City teachers. I have absolutely nothing against that. I think it's a great idea. I don't have a problem paying our teachers, but those teacher salaries isn't what's driving a $1 billion plus budget. We need to know everything that's involved in that budget. There has to be a forensic accounting done as to why the hell it costs about $33,500, almost $34,000 a year to teach one Jersey City kid. Where I have schools that cost about $40 million a year to operate. When you go down to Tom's River, it's like a little Jersey City, and it's like $16,000 a year for students. We have to understand what's driving that budget. And it isn't property taxes, so they don't pay that. So we have to understand. Like I've said many times at the budget, I would take the school teacher salaries right off the table. That is not to be touched. I want to find out where all the other nickels and dimes are going. But, all right, don't forget everything on the bottom of the screen. We'll be right back, and we'll get the show going. You're watching The City Show. We'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
If you need to see a doctor, RWJ Barnabas Health has 2 easy ways to do it from anywhere. You can see an urgent care provider 24/7 on any device with our Telemed app. Or use our website to book a virtual visit with an RWJ Barnabas Health Medical Group provider or specialist, even as a new patient. You've taken every precaution, and so have we, so don't delay your care any longer. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here, City Show. Forget all the stuff on the bottom of the screen. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, live stream, Vimeo, where we archive our shows. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the RTC in Jersey City again. Yes, again. How many times can we beat? Well, the horse isn't dead yet, but we're beating this horse. And we're going to talk about the upcoming mayoral election in Jersey City. Jersey Journal did a piece on candidates they believe that will run. I have some candidates, and there was like an amazing endorsement from the mayor of Union City and State Senator Brian Stack, so we'll get into that. But first, yes, it's the RTC again. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th show in a row. Every time I look at the RTC, I see how it will affect the mom and pops and those young couples who bought homes here in Jersey City, who are dependent on paying their mortgage with the rent they received from that one or the second apartment. You know, when they bought the house, everything was predicated on collecting the rents from one or two apartments in that 1 to 3 family unit. And the RTC, as it's presently constituted, will give free legal representation to people facing eviction. And in Jersey City, I think it's about 90% for non-payment of rent. You know, when you get to it, you stretch out an eviction for 5-6 months, because the lawyers can do that real easy, and it takes a while just to get in front of a judge. And Joyce Waterman, the council president, did the show on the RTC where they had a landlord-tenant attorney. You know, you can force a foreclosure on a young couple. So we got to be very friggin' careful with this. And like I said, the RTC will give free legal services to people who hadn't, for whatever reason, they didn't pay their rent. And there are people talking about, well, I didn't have hot water. If there's bad landlords in Jersey City, we have a whole task force for that. We can handle the bad landlords. We have Jake Hudnett, who's been running around. You see him every time we break down some doors to find illegal apartments. Private sector is going to pay for this RTC. There'll be a 1.5% fee attached to every new construction in Jersey City, whether it be a new building from the ground up, or if somebody's putting an extension or a new floor on, say they got a 2-family home, they want to make it a 3-family home, 1.5. Commercial, that's going to be 2.5%, all from private sector. And the idea that the RTC, as we talked about before, 80% of it, and they're saying it's going to gather up $20 million a year. They said they keep coming up with these wild numbers, whether it's a 1% payroll tax. It didn't even reach its goals. It's going to generate $20 million a year. 80% of that will go towards an affordable housing fund, and 20%, $4 million a year, will go to the RTC. What happens when those totals aren't reached? They come to you. Again, the thing with affordable housing that bewilders me here in Jersey City is, who the hell are we building this affordable housing for? People escaping Brooklyn? They're not. Well, Jersey City people aren't moving. Very, very few Jersey City people are moving to this affordable housing. And we keep talking about it. I don't see any affordable housing developments going on. There are tons of projects just in a very small area. You take Journal Square, the Journal Square area. There must be 12 projects going up there, various heights, various number of high rises going on, from this, just going from like Sip Avenue to Newark Avenue, or 139. Let's take it to 139. There has to be 12 of them going right now, all high rises in that area. None of them are affordable housing. Many of them don't even have an affordable housing component to it. Well, 20% or 15% or 5% will be put aside for affordable housing. Most of them don't have it. There are no affordable housing projects going on where the whole project is affordable. We're building this high-rise here. Will be 400 units of affordable housing. No, that's not happening, because the private sector isn't doing that, because there's no money in that. And they keep building these market rate residential buildings because they're renting them. The people escaping from Brooklyn, they don't mind paying that rent, the high rent, whatever you want to call it, market rate, or Manhattan, wherever they're coming from. So who the hell am I building the affordable housing for? Am I trying to attract more escapees instead of them paying $3,500 a month? We'll go to the affordable unit here, backed by taxpayer dollars and these fees we put on new construction. So you can move over here. You're not a Jersey City resident. And even if we build the damn affordable housing, who's entitled to it? Who is eligible for it? Anybody who steps foot in Jersey City? I'm looking for affordable housing. You're supposed to be building some. Shouldn't it be? You should be in Jersey City for some length of time before you get the advantage of our affordable housing stock, the very limited stock, and it's still going to be very limited. Again, you're not going to see 10, 12 projects that are going on, again, just in the Journal Square area of all affordable housing, because it doesn't work. There isn't money in it. And two, any affordable housing was always done fed, state, county, city. Only now we're digging into private sector to do it. It's really not how it's supposed to be developed. You know, you had Curry Woods. I lived there when I was a kid. Marion Gardens, Holland Gardens, Duncan Projects. All of those were high rises, all low, middle income, all done by government. That's how we're not doing it that way anymore. And we're doing it on the backs of Jersey City taxpayers. All right, let's break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care,
the latest clinical trials,
researchers working to find a cure,
and nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here, City Show. We're talking about the RTC that's being proposed here in Jersey City and getting back to the free legal representation that people facing eviction. And when 90% of the eviction cases in Jersey City are for non-payment of rent, we're going to give legal representation for free to people who didn't pay their rent for whatever reason. You know, listen, there's some people are going to game the system, some lost jobs, the inflation is hurting. You know, coming out of the pandemic, there are a lot of people that weren't paying their rents. Why is it just the tenant is getting a free legal representation? Why don't we give the property owners the same thing? They're paying for it. They will, because when we don't achieve the numbers that we're speaking of, somebody's got to pay for that. Because you're going to have a whole floor of RTC lawyers. And when those numbers don't come up to pay the salaries and the expenses of that whole floor of RTC lawyers, then you got to pay for it. Yeah, as I mentioned a few shows back, the Jersey Journal had a record amount of tax lien sales for Jersey City properties. You know, some of them 2,000, 5,000, that sort of thing. But there were pages and pages and pages and pages. We're not helping that small property owner. There is no RTC for that property owner who couldn't stay current with their taxes for whatever reason. Same thing with the tenant. For whatever reason, they couldn't pay the rent. For whatever reason, these landlords couldn't stay current with their taxes. Maybe we should have an RTC for that. That if they can't pay the taxes, we'll have legal representation and an accounting service for the people who can't pay the taxes, but are pretty much due. They're just behind on some of them. But no, the rhetoric is, well, these landlords, they're making a ton of money. That's BS. Mom and pop, they're dependent on those rents. But mom and pop could be retired. And besides their Social Security, their sole income is the rents. That young couple I spoke about before was starting off life here in Jersey City. They're going to raise a family, blah, 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 blah. The American dream. Remember the American dream, home ownership? We no longer seem to adhere to the American dream here. That becomes a problem. You might have a dream, but these other people, they don't have the dream, so we want to take your dream. That young couple who, as I said before, may have worked 2-3 jobs to come up with the down payment. You got to come up like 25% on an $800,000, $900,000 new constructed house. It's a lot of money. Plus, you just put a 1.5% surcharge on there. that the builder's got to pay, and the builder's going to just pass it along in the sale of the house. So they put down a ridiculous amount of money. They're probably looking at a mortgage payment of $3,500 a month, maybe $4,000. And if they have a problem with a tenant not paying, with multiple tenants not paying, they lose the house. They go to foreclosure. The bank takes them. You get kicked out. That'll be an interesting. Maybe they're entitled to RTC then, when they're facing foreclosure and they're going to be kicked out of their house because their tenants couldn't pay the rent. Now they can't pay their mortgage. So we're going to have legal representation. Let's go across the board with it now. Have legal representation for mom and pop. State mandates that if you're a company, a corporation, an LLC, you go into court, you got to have an attorney. Well, let's pay for that attorney for these people. If we're going to pay for the attorney for the tenant, we should pay for the attorney for the landlord also, the property owner. Plus, if the property owner falls behind on taxes, we should try to help them. We should get them a tax attorney and an accountant to see if we can help them out. It shouldn't just be leaning everything one side. We should try to stay in the middle. And actually, the best thing to do if we are hell-bent on putting 1.5 and 2.5% fees on things, instead of building the affordable housing that I'm not sure who gets it, not Jersey City people, instead of attracting people from Brooklyn and Manhattan, maybe we put that money towards a school construction fund. Because those 12 projects I was talking at various heights, you got 3 towers on Pavonia, you got 2 towers on Journal Square. Just ride through Journal Square and you'll see all the new construction going on. You know what you won't see? A school. There's no schools being built. But all those residential units, I bet at least half are going to have kids. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to go to school? I don't know. We don't have a school. We have no room now. But yes, keep building these things up. Let's bring people in with families, because we're attracting them. So we're attracting, right? Aren't we attracting families here in Jersey City? They're going to have kids, but we have no schools. Maybe that's what we should do instead of the affordable housing. Mom and pop have to be protected. It is the job of the administration and the council to protect the property rights of the residents of Jersey City. And when you do that, you protect the renters of Jersey City. And that's 75% of the residents of Jersey City are renters. When we protect the property owners, we protect the renters too. We can't keep having an unlevel playing field here, where we throw all the rocks at the property owner, tax liens, that sort of thing, various inspections, various fines, that sort of stuff. And all these fees that we're charging to the property owners. Property taxes went up 30% or so in the last 2 years. Nobody gave any relief to the property owners. We need to protect them. Or what's going to happen, they're going to have to protect themselves. So where they would have rented an apartment for a family making, 45, 50 grand a year, I'm not going to do that now. You're going to rent to somebody making 80, 85 a year, somebody who's out of the RTC, and somebody you're more confident is going to pay the rent and not give you a headache going forward. So we may be creating a hell of a problem here with the RTC. We got to help mom and pop, and we got to help that young couple. And it's worked for years and years and years here in Jersey City. We have to exempt mom and pop from the RTC. I'm going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital, with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
We're back. Pat O'Meara here with my ever-present coffee. Not very warm. Cold coffee. Like I said, before we get on to the next segment here, we need to protect mom and pop. We need to protect that young couple. We need to protect the people who rent in Jersey City. And the best way of doing that is trying to keep this city affordable. We got to talk about that school budget we mentioned earlier. We have to try to figure out, you can't have affordable city if there's 30% increases. That has to be passed along as a rent. Like I said before, the American dream has been home ownership. And these people who have purchased these homes, who make units available for other people to raise their family, aren't doing it to create affordable housing. They're doing it to enhance the value of their family's wealth. Yeah, they're hoping that they'll be able to pay for their kids' education, maybe sell that home at the end, go into retirement, or leave that home to the children. Nowhere does anybody sit there and say, they're going to buy that 3-family, and we're going to have 2 units of affordable housing. That doesn't happen, and it shouldn't happen. That's not why these people are buying the homes. We want to create affordable housing. That's the feds, the state, the county, and the city. It's not on the shoulders of mom and pop and those young couples. You know what? When you have voter turnout in the low teens and early 20% of the registered voters, I bet you if you research that, you'd find out that teens and low 20s, probably all property owners. They got big skin in the game with property ownership. All right, early speculation on candidates to run for mayor of Jersey City. Mayor Fulop, of course, as everybody is aware, has announced he is not going to seek a 4th term. He is going to run for governor, as he's already started. So that opens up the gates. And unlike the last 3 elections we've had for mayor, you can take it to the bank. There's going to be a few tickets. There's not going to be, the Spears kid or Bill Massey, cue this, that sort of thing. Forget about that. There's going to be a real race. I'm not sure it's going to be like what Brett finally first won when they were like 10, 12 candidates, but there's going to be a lot more than 2 candidates. You're going to have a lot of tickets, full tickets, not anybody trying to run a one-off. I'm just going to run for mayor, because that is never going to work in Jersey City. You need a full team, all the mayor and the 9 council reps all working together, canvassing that city, trying to get the vote. Anybody who's trying to go as lone wolf ain't going to work. For that matter, we probably shouldn't even include them in debates when you're just a lone wolf in Jersey City. Now, Jersey Journal did a piece. They were talking about the potential candidates. Of course, Bill O'Day is a presumptive candidate for mayor in Jersey City. James Solomon, I think he found the Steve Fulop Ward E campaign book on how to become mayor. So, Solomon's looking at it. Joyce Waterman would be a very good candidate. Joyce. Denise Ridley would be an excellent candidate for mayor. Brett Schundler. There's been talk that Brett's they're coming back. It'd be interesting to see if the Brett's are coming back. But what really sent shockwaves through Jersey City and Hudson County in particular was Mayor Brian Stack of Union City and also state senator. Stack is a political icon, one of the most powerful politicians in Jersey City, announced publicly that he would support former governor, Jersey City born James McGreevey, for mayor of Jersey City. Not only was he endorsing him, he would use all of his assets, of which Brian Stack has many, especially his soldiers, his foot soldiers, to assure a victory for James McGreevey if he was to win. That was a shocking endorsement, especially when you consider Bill O'Day and Brian Stack, longtime friends. These guys served as freeholders. They've been good friends for a long time. That was a gut punch for Bill O'Day. That shocked everybody with that announcement. Now, there's talk, why? Why, as soon as Jimmy McGreevy's name was mentioned, he's an interesting candidate, too. You're talking about somebody who's got a lot of experience, former mayor of Woodbridge, or as I used to say, the mayor of a mall. Of course, the governor, he got jammed up there a while ago, but he's, I don't want to say cleaned up his act, but he certainly reinvented himself, so he certainly would be a capable contender. Why would this happen? And when one of all the political guys and media people and the elected official were talking about it, it could be a case that O'Day getting too close with the progressives, especially James Solomon. There's talk that O'Day may try to get James Solomon to run on his ticket. I'm sure James would want a few other progressive style candidates on his ticket, and that makes people uncomfortable. That could be it. There's also a school of thought that Bill O'Day would be an extension of the Fulop administration, because him and Mayor Fulop are close. And if Bill was to run and win the mayor's office, it would just be an extension of the Fulop administration. And the theory many are saying is you bring in Jimmy McGreevy, he's going to come with a broom, because there's no love lost between Steve Fulop and James McGreevy. So this would be all very interesting to watch. But like I said, this is not going to be just O'Day or Solomon or McGreevy. There's going to be a lot of candidates with full tickets this time around. And Joyce Waterman, Denise Ridley, very capable candidates, and they would run a fine campaign. Brett Schundler, he's done it before. He's done it, 3 times he won? So we got 2 years before this really starts up. And in 2 years in Hudson County politics, it's like dog years. That's like 14 years now. So it'll be interesting to watch, and I'll keep you abreast of it. All right, we're out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you during the week. Good night.